So we'll jump onto Group F here. We've got France are the favourites to win the group at $1.50, so you get a bit more value here, bit closer. You got Brazil to win the group is $2.50, Jamaica $67, and Panama $251. Both France and Brazil to qualify out of the group are less under $1.07, sorry. And then Jamaica at $6.50, Panama $21. And then just looking at France, I think they'd be the favourites. They're favourites in this group. They are the sixth favourites in the tournament, $13 on Ladbrokes, to win the tournament. So they're up there. They're fifth in the world. I went to go and watch them. They look really strong against Australia. Very unlucky not to score. They've got a really strong defence. So I think they'll be really good in this group,
Yeah, well, Brazil are ranked 8th in the world, France 5th in the world.
Okay, strong group then,
Jamaica do have a gun striker from Manchester City in Khadija Shaw up front, so she's going to be sort of, it's like almost like it is basically like for like Erling Haaland at Norway, gunman City striker up front for them. So hopefully she'll be trying to drag them up there as well. Also, Jamaica has the best nickname in the tournament.
Gerald loves this one.
The Reggae Girls, and that's girls with a Z. I absolutely love it.
I didn't know if I liked it. And then when you said the Z at the end.
I was like, this can't be true. And I looked through about 6 different websites to find it. And then when FIFA have it on their own website,
they better come out to some reggae tunes or something.
Sure, that'd be a bit of Bob Marley having a great time
How
here.
How good is that?
But this honestly looks to be one of the strongest groups of the tournament. Panama, first World Cup appearance for them as well, but they're 2,000 to 1 to win the tournament. So
wow, 2,000.
Yeah.
I'll chuck $1 on that.
So also, have you seen the advert for France to watch the World Cup?
Amazing.
If you haven't seen it, look it up. It's on TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, wherever. It is one of the best adverts ever. They superimpose Kylian Mbappe, Antoine Griezmann, and someone else over some of the players here. People bang women's
sport, and it's awesome to watch.
This World Cup is going to show the world how actually good football has become in the last few years. But you got players like Lorena Fraser, Sandy Baltimore, and of course their captain Wendy Renard. She's an absolute gun. She's like one of. It's amazing to think how long she's been around for. Like she's played 144 internationals, 145 as of Friday night now, and she scored 34 goals, and she's a defender. So look. This is probably her last World Cup. It's her 4th World Cup. Obviously, the French, they were quarterfinalists in 2019 and they were semi-finalists in last year's Euros. Look, I think they can make a run through here in the World Cup. If you sort of look at the way the brackets work out, if you go play bracketology on FIFA.com, quarterfinal against Australia is sort of the way it's going to go if they top the group. And if Australia top the group as well. All that's got to come into play, but that's sort of like, there's your first big matchup of the tournament when that happens. I think the youth of France, which we saw on Friday night, is actually going to help take them a long way. Like they've sort of got a nice mix at the moment. I don't think it's a World Cup winning mix, but I think I
agree with that.
I think that they can make a run. $1.50 to win the group. Not sure about it, because Brazil's
strong in their own right.
Well, you have a look at Brazil, and we'll just keep rolling onto it. They took England to penalties. It's called in the Finalissima, which is the mixture of the Copa America and the UEFA Cup of Champions. In that, and then they beat Germany 2-1 as well. And Germany, of course, one of the best teams in the world. They absolutely routed the Copa America last year. They didn't concede a goal, but they scored 20.
Wow.
So that shows that their defense is really strong as well as
they're
their
not just
attacks.
parking the bus if they're scoring 20 goals.
You have a look, obviously, Marta, she's done it all.
Marta's a freak. I didn't even think she was going to be playing.
This is her last World Cup. She's been under an injury cloud, but she's come out and said this is her last World Cup. But so, it's one of those, get around a superstar, absolutely watch her go out, hopefully with a bang for Brazil. But Carolyn is the one who I sort of want to look out for at Brazil. So she missed 2019. She had a drug suspension.
Oh.
And as soon as that drug suspension was up, straight
Every
back
team has controversy in this World Cup.
Straight back into the team. She scored a bunch of goals this season. First year in the MLS, she played for North Carolina. And then you go through sort of Brazil's recent history in the World Cup, making the final once in 2007. But Brazil have only made it, they've got out of the group stage and then have lost straight away. So for a very proud sporting nation, they want to improve on that. It's just, if the way, again, this is one of the ones with where the way the draw works out, they get up into the America side of the draw. So it's like, okay, you could probably progress through to a quarter or a semi.
Yeah, well, quarter's $1.80, which is pretty solid. Yeah, better than your $1.50 bets that a lot of other teams are.
And Jamaica, well, they're 43rd in the world, but there's not a lot of pressure on them. Like, it seems weird to say, there's no pressure on you coming into a World Cup. Go have a look through the Jamaican football team history. They were disbanded in 2004 after failing to make the 2003 World Cup. 2010, they were ranked 128th, and Jamaica just went, we're scrapping this program.
128th, wow.
Gone. Get rid of it. And then this is the second consecutive World Cup that they've made because
that's an amazing.
They started just to slowly build back up again, and just to get here once again. It's a big success. The worry, they haven't won an international since November last year. and they recently
That's a long
got
time.
belted 7-3 by Mexico.
7-3. Yeah,
7-3.
okay. Mexico are a decent team, but they're not. Yeah, they shouldn't be losing 7-3.
Yeah, but as I said, Khadija Shaw, she's got 38 goals in 55 games for Jamaica.
Yep.
So she's the one to look at. If she can just start hitting the back of the net, it's almost going to be like she's going to have to sort of
The
throw
only
them
time
over the
goal
line
scorer bets
herself.
on her would be-
It's like a Lewandowski at Poland.
Yep.
Similar thing. That's the vibes. It's if they're good enough, it's going to be because she scored a bunch of goals to get them through. Panama, you have a look at them. They've won 6 of 10 this year internationally.
Yeah, right. They would have played some.
They got beaten
crap teams.
7-0 by Spain 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
So that sort of sums up. Like the wins were against like Chinese Taipei, things like that. So it's a level below. But hey, again, awesome for them. They're in this. They've beaten Papua New Guinea and Paraguay to get to the tournament.
Yep.
It's just that level below. They're probably
They
going
could
to run last.
cause a random upset like every.
Or
World
getting
Cup,
a draw was something as
Yeah.
well. My suggested bet in the group was France to win the group. There's no like I could talk you into Brazil. I could talk you into France. Like,
Yeah.
really, I'd love it to be like $1.75, $2.25. But you know,
I think even France to reach the semis, if they were
Yeah.
to play Australia in the quarters, I think I just had a look at that was $2.50. That's not a bad bet for a pretty quality team. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's sort of it. That's it's sort of these couple of groups do look sort of cut and dry with America and Netherlands, and then France and Brazil are like if all of those 4 make it, everyone's like, oh yeah, and if like one of the 4 doesn't make it, it's like hold
a big
on,
upset. Yeah.
what's going wrong here? So
Yep,
yeah,
okay.
that's it's going to be interesting to see how some of these teams handle it if they give games to like some of their squad players, or if it's just like, nah, starting 11, let's get the continuity.
I feel like in past World Cups, even in men's ones, there's some teams that don't start their full team and then they draw and they go, oh wow, we should.
Don't screw
You should
around.
always just start your full strength
Yeah.
team, no matter who you're playing. I think.
Yep.
For that goal difference as well. What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.